Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, MandRproductions, and welcome to Ask MNR episode 123. If you guys enjoy the video, leave a like, and if you have a question or joke for next week's episode, leave it in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, I just watched the final episode of Season 7 of the Clone Wars, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but whew, what a show. And I'm going to start doing set ideas based on each season of the Clone Wars, starting with Season 7 and probably working my way back. I don't know when those will come out. Season 7 maybe this weekend, but the other seasons will be later on. But I definitely am hyped to make some videos based around Season 7 of the Clone Wars, so that's a thing. Anyway, let's get into it with our first question here from Fireese Guy. He says, what is a set that you think should not be remade, you know, apart from Luke's Landspeeder? Hot take, Luke's Landspeeder should be remade in like 5 years. Like, I don't think any set should be barred from a remake, like, other than LEGO original ideas, like the Freemaker Adventure stuff. That stuff shouldn't be remade, but I don't think it's fair to bar any LEGO Star Wars or Star Wars vehicle or scenery from the potential of a remake that's from like the movies or the TV shows. I think that that's fair game. So there's not really one particular set, including Luke's Landspeeder, that I don't think at some point should be remade. To me, anything that hasn't been released within 5 years is fair game to go ahead and remake. Saif says, did you think your channel bumped in this COVID-19 pandemic, or did it not affect it at all? I think that it may have helped viewership on the channel potentially. Like, that's definitely a thing that could be. But I mean, the channel was already doing well and is still continuing to do well, which is great. Like, I'm glad a ton of people are watching this series. Like, this series is just like blown up, and I don't know if that has to do with that or if I'm just that cool. I will say this. So the videos are getting like 100,000 views, but they're only making as much money as they were making when they were getting like 30,000 views. Ad rates are down significantly, so I'm just not making as much money per view, essentially, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm very much looking forward to when things go back to normal, of course, because who likes getting paid less than they usually do? Nobody. And I'm sure it's a lot worse for other people. Some people probably don't have jobs, right? Like, that's just a thing that's going on right now, but hopefully very soon, within the next couple months maybe, things will finally like actually begin to return to normal. I know some states and areas are starting to reopen stuff, but like, it's still going to be a little while before stuff really goes back to normal. Matt EB says, would you recommend staying away from eBay during COVID? No, I don't know why you would. It doesn't seem like there's like any particularly high chance it gets passed through there versus like if you buy something on Amazon or Walmart or Target. Like, it's just not something I've been worried about. I've been buying stuff on eBay like crazy over the last couple months, so it's definitely not something that I've been worried about. And you know, I'm obviously not a doctor and shouldn't take advice from me. If you want to stay super safe and not buy stuff on eBay, don't do it, but I think it's okay. I've been doing it and haven't had any issues. Mother Moose says, do you think the UCS A-Wing is worth its price? Well, you should check out my review tomorrow. Booga Shuga says, how would you feel if LEGO finally changed the lightsaber piece to better fit their unique hilts? Obviously, this would be an amazing move. It's obviously something that I don't think will happen, but it would be incredible. Like, this is something that I think a lot of people would really love to see. Now, there is something that's happening that's kind of interesting. There were some leaked images of LEGO Monkey Kid for summer 2020, and within those pictures, there was a very interesting lightsaber hilt that was one longer than the normal lightsaber hilt, which could potentially mean it's going to be a lightsaber hilt used for Darth Maul, because he has a little bit of a longer lightsaber hilt, essentially, because it's double blade, and I think that that could very well be a thing. I never think we're going to get unique hilts. I just think it's too many molds for LEGO to do, too many unique things. I wish we had gotten like an Anakin Skywalker Darth Vader one, though, because that one would make sense and be easy for them to do, because they can do a ton of them. But while it would obviously be great, I don't think it's something that's actually feasible and something that we actually may legitimately see at any point in the future. Because if you already thought LEGO Star Wars sets were expensive, you don't want to give them another excuse to bump the price another $5 or $10 on every set. Studio Smith says, if you ever had a chance with a girl who doesn't know you're doing YouTube, would you tell her on the first date or wait and see if she actually likes you before telling her you make money from YouTube? Okay, I thought that question was going somewhere else. There's two ways to think about that, though, right? Like, obviously, some people would be like, oh, that's weird, you do YouTube or you do LEGO videos. Like, that could be something some people might find weird, but no, I feel like that's something I'm going to tell anyone up front, because most importantly, like, if you're not accepting of what I do for my career, essentially, like, I don't want it. It's something I find myself very upfront with. Like, I'm just going to tell the person, because if they don't like it, then what's the point of continuing to talk to them or having wasted the time? But I've never gotten like a negative reaction, so it's not something I worry about. The Random Collector says, how do you feel about Dude Perfect throwing their UCS Star Destroyer and completely shattering it? Oh, this reminds me of the good old drop test days, which I have not done in quite a while, but that was an epic breakage of that Star Destroyer. That thing exploded. Like it's done. You don't rebuild it. Oh, you could rebuild it, but it ain't gonna be fun if you try to rebuild it. So, man, it makes me want to do that, but I know the pain of rebuilding Lego sets, and I can't imagine they actually rebuilt it themselves. I break something, it's on me. They probably have a whole team of people that do their stuff for them, right? So, yeah, it's a little different, I think. Benjamin says, last week someone mentioned sets inflating in price. What are you surprised there is not a high demand for? I.e., like, I guess you're really trying to ask, like, what sets didn't go up in price that you're surprised didn't go up in price. A couple of sets that come to mind. The Republic Swamp Speeder, maybe of late has gone up a little bit more, but until like within the last year, that set's about 10 years old now, the set was very much worth just about what it retailed for, new and sealed box. Like, it has not gone up in value a lot. I'm just surprised there wasn't a lot of demand for that one. Although that set to me was egregiously overpriced to begin with at $30 retail, mind you, in 2009-10. That set was very expensive. So that one, while I'm kind of surprised it hasn't gone up in value, I can kind of see why. The Mon Calamari Cruiser set is another one that hasn't gone up a ton in value, unless maybe I'm missing something, but as of when I purchased mine about a year ago, I might have bought it for like $130 or $140 sealed, and it retailed for $110. I'm sensing a trend here. They're both Toys R Us exclusives, so maybe that has something to do with it, but it didn't go up a lot in value, at least as of the last time I checked. Those are a couple sets that I'm really surprised have not garnered more demand post-retirement, especially the Home One Mon Calamari set. But maybe it just wasn't a cool set to people. Maybe people just didn't catch on to that. Because kind of in a similar vein, similar design style was Palpatine's Rest, and that one has skyrocketed. But I'm sure the prequel memes and the fact that it has like 5 Jedi is pretty cool, plus Palpatine, so maybe that adds to it. The Rebel says, would you consider drugging yourself up in trying to build a Lego set? That would be cool, or get really drunk and try to build one. Would I drug myself up? What the hell, bro? No, I have not considered that. It's probably crossed my mind as like a funny idea, but I certainly haven't considered it, because I definitely don't do drugs. I also don't drink. However, I would consider doing the drinking thing for a video maybe one day. It sounds fun. It sounds interesting. I think it would be more so entertaining for you guys watching the video, or perhaps live stream, or whatever it ended up being. So that's something I could look into doing in the future, but not something I'm like dying to do. TIE Fighter 64 says, how much toilet paper you got, and are you a hoarder? We stopped using toilet paper, actually. Very environmentalist. It's easier to do it another way. We'll leave it at that. And are you a hoarder? Yes. Kind of. I feel like hoarders, like, if I was a hoarder, like the hoarder you see on the show, my room would be disgusting and there'd be stuff piled up the walls. I'm a collector, okay? There's a fine line between hoarder and collector, and I am definitely on the collector side. I do like to save a lot of stuff, to be honest, though. Like, I can kind of see it, but I collect things, and I think that's very different from actually hoarding. Like, I'm willing to let go of things that, like this Coke can, like I'll throw this away. Not gonna hurt me, right? Like I'm not attached to that type of stuff like a hoarder would be, right? I'm essentially a Lego hoarder though, let's be honest. It's fair enough, yeah. AC Air Conditioning has an interesting one for us. He says, how do you feel about the LEGO Ideas project that someone submitted about you? So I had seen this thing that I ended up looking up and finding out it's a project. I had seen this build on Instagram. They'd sent it to me and I reposted it on my story. I thought it was really, really cool. It's amazing. It's like a recreation of my room, like perfectly in micro, mini scale, whatever. And I didn't realize it was on LEGO Ideas, but it turns out it's on LEGO Ideas, and it is so good. We should totally get it to 10,000 supporters. That would kind of be weird. LEGO will never make that set. It would just be really cool to see that get to 10K supporters, and then they have to like show it in their thing and say, no, we're not gonna make this, denied. So I'll link the project down below if you guys are interested at all. I don't think it'll ever get made, but it would be kind of funny to see it hit 10K. Really cool project though, amazing work by the guy who did that. I really, really like it, and I may go ahead and build my own version of it, just like the actual room part. I don't really want the stud part, but still a really cool build. Epic Randomness says, are there any sets that you bought only for the figures, battle packs not included? No, I don't think so. I mean, CMFs, I buy sets for a combination of factors, and yeah, maybe that's the one set. The Disco Benny dancing thing, that one maybe, and also Benny Space Squad. There's a couple sets like that that you could say I bought only for the figures, but 99.9% of the time, it's always a combination of I like the vehicle and I like the figures, or I like the vehicle and don't give a crap about the figures. I can't think of a time other than with battle packs that I just want the figures and don't care about the vehicle. Usually I'm buying the set more for the ship than the figures, interestingly enough. I think that's my thought process. Noah says, hey Ryan, I got confused the other day. Why can LEGO sell minifigures on their own in poly bags but can't do a CMF? So you're talking about Star Wars CMFs and Star Wars figures, obviously. They don't sell Star Wars figures in polybags. They give them away for free. So LEGO is allowed to do gift with purchase things as a minifigure only. However, they cannot do a CMF. So that's the difference. They're giving it away for free versus selling it as a product, and that's why they can do the giveaway figures, but they can't sell the CMFs. That's the difference. Scoutbrick says, are you going to do a bust set ideas video, and do you want LEGO to make a UCS Gonk droid? Yes, and I feel like the Gonk droid would actually be a decent candidate for a buildable character in the future, like in the DO BB-8 R2-D2 type line. Parkour Assassin says, what do you get when you cross the Atlantic Ocean with the Titanic halfway? I was just watching Titanic the other day too, funnily enough. It was on TV and I just like caught part of it, and your joke was very funny and timely for me. Everbrick says, now that the AT-AT is revealed, how about a Snowtrooper battle pack? I think it is time for a Snowtrooper battle pack. I think it makes sense. Low-key Snowtroopers in the last episode of Clone Wars as well, so they're more popular than ever right now, maybe? Yeah, Snowtrooper battle pack 2021 could happen. Clone battle pack alongside that wouldn't be bad either. I wouldn't mind those as the two battle packs for 2021 in January. The new AT-AT, by the way, perfection. It's very beautiful and I cannot wait to get it. Continuing on the AT-AT topic, Avon D says, from all the AT-AT sets, which one would you buy? Let's say price doesn't matter. I think the newest one is the best. However, if I could only own one of the 5 like minifig scale whatever AT-ATs, I would totally go with the motorized one from 2007 because it's freaking motorized. Maybe I have some nostalgia for that one, but that one's really cool. It's literally motorized. It walks. None of the other AT-ATs walk, so that's a really neat factor of it. I really like the new one that they've just come out with. I think that one is really, really good. I think that they've made some really nice upgrades with that one, and I cannot wait to drop my comparison video between that and all 4 of the other AT-ATs. I have yet to build the 2003 one, but I have this really, like, I'm in love with that set, and I've never built it, so I'm really excited to build that. I'll be building that later this year as I prepare for that comparison video. The 2014 AT-AT is nice, but it's just not my personal style. The 2010 one, though, that one's I really like that one as well, so that one's definitely high on my list, but I think ultimately the motorized one would have to be the one I would pick if I could only pick one of the 5. George Bakewell says, are you going to rewatch the Harry Potter movies? Yes, I'm actually been like very close to buying it on iTunes a few times because it's not on Netflix or Disney Plus, obviously, because it's not Disney. Speaking of Disney Plus, I just rewatched the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies over the last few days. Oh my god, I am so addicted. Get right, this summer, I think this summer is going to be like Harry Potter, Pirates of the Caribbean, and obviously Star Wars on the channel. I think those are going to be like Harry Potter and Pirates of the Caribbean are going to be big on my channel. I want to do a lot of cool videos of Pirates of the Caribbean sets now. I want to get all the sets. It's only like 14 sets or something like that, so it's definitely feasible. And Ed actually sent me the Silent Mary, I think it's the Silent Mary, as a birthday gift. You'll see that in the vlog this weekend, actually. And it is, I am definitely collecting all the Pirates of the Caribbean sets now. There's no going back. It's such a hilarious, but also somewhat serious movie series, and the music is epic in that. I love the Kraken theme, the regular pirates, like there's just so much good music. And Jack Sparrow is like such a great, funny but serious character at times. Like, I just love the movies, and I really hope Jack Sparrow's in the 6th movie. So back to your original question, will I rewatch the Harry Potter movies? Yes, after I'm done with Pirates of the Caribbean, probably I'll get on iTunes and buy those because I won't be able to resist it. And I'm actually really excited about that because like I'm gonna feel more knowledgeable about what I'm talking about, and I don't know how to explain it, but I'm excited about that. Quarantine Clanker says, are you gonna buy Battlefront 2 since this week was its last update? Oh, that's a shame. The last update, I can't buy it now if the game had its last update. Why would I buy a game that's dead? What a shame. It's just not for me. I'm not gonna buy it, so no. Bricks to Bone says, what do you think about the new Helicarrier? I think it looks ridiculously bad. When I first saw it like 2 weeks ago, my first thought, like just out loud, I was like, oh no, it's bad. And that's real sad for me. I was really hoping it would be something cool. Obviously, it could never have met the expectations that I think a lot of us had with the UCS one in mind from like 2013 or whatever. So that one I think to me is really going to be a big flop. I've heard it called like a junior set, essentially like a big 4+ set. So I can see that. It looks wonky. It's not for me. I probably won't buy it unless I find it on clearance. Minecraft Good says, will you do Mocktober this year? I want to, but I don't know if I can. Paul says, I sell drugs to buy Legos. Is that odd? Anybody else? I hope you're a pharmacist. William Tedford says, what is the worst UCS set in your opinion? And this one got 100 thumbs up, so I'm gonna answer it. But I did do a video called Worst to First LEGO Star Wars UCS Sets, which the first set shown off in the video would be the worst. And while I did that video like a year and a half ago and I don't remember exactly what I picked, I'm gonna guess I picked the 7140 UCS X-Wing, and now I'm gonna check. The worst LEGO Star Wars UCS set, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions, is gonna be the Assault on Hoth, set 750. Oh, I picked Assault on Hoth. I think I picked that one as the worst because it literally isn't a UCS set, but it's still UCS. Stefan Russo says, with most of the summer LEGO set images releasing this week, which set are you most looking forward to buying, owning, outside of LEGO Star Wars? Thanks. I'm gonna buy and own all of the LEGO Harry Potter sets. I'm really stoked and looking forward to those sets in particular. Outside of Harry Potter, though, maybe the Creator pirate ship, although I just bought Pirates Bay and I got the Silent Mary, and I'm definitely going to buy the Black Pearl and the Queen Anne's Revenge. Like, I don't think I need another pirate ship. So right now, I'm just planning on getting Harry Potter and obviously Star Wars, and that might be it for me for the summer sets. Maybe a hidden side set or two, but I'm really trying to like not go crazy this summer on that stuff because I'm going to be getting like Pirates of the Caribbean and probably some older Harry Potter sets because I'll be into that. And that's going to do it for Ask M&R 123. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and do the channel subscribe. And thank you guys for watching the episode. I'll see you next week.